Yeah, welcome back to episode 3. In this episode, we're going to do some more work on the sides of the drawer and also assemble the legs and the top of the bedside table into one unit. So in order to process the sides of the drawers a little bit, we're going to use one of my favorite tools, the table saw. And table saw is such a useful tool for processing old timber into new timber and doing so many different things that you can't do with just a regular circular saw. So in the first step here is cutting a slot to fit the plywood bottom of the drawer. And also I'm removing a little space from the top because I'm going to put in some camphor-wood detail into the top of the drawer. Like I said in the last episode, the camphor-wood has a really nice smell, so it's nice to include some of that in the drawer. So here we're putting the bottom and the sides together, and these are the little bits of camphor-wood that are going to finish off the drawer. And here I just needed to cut some chocks, I guess, for assembling the legs and braces together. And then here I'm just sanding all of the parts, because that's basically the manufacturing of the parts finished, and the next step is to start assembling everything together. You can see I've used some fill to fill in some of the cracks and nail holes because all of that timber is recycled. And here are all the final parts ready for their assembly. You can also see that I sanded off a little bit of the front of the sea chest, and that's okay, we'll stain that again later on. So here we're assembling the legs, and to assemble the legs I'm using these small chocks to put on the back of each brace and then screwing them to the brace. And the reason I'm assembling it this way is because later on I want to sand the corners of the legs round so that they match the rounded corners of the original camphor chest. And if I put screws in from the outside, then they might get in the way of that rounding off. So this way I can round off the corners without having to worry about sanding through screws or filing through screws. So here there's one of the end pieces being made, and you can see I used the clamp to hold it together while I put the screws in. And then it's the same the other way around. We're just putting the longer braces in, a little bit of glue, drill the screws through at a slight angle so that you can screw them together without the drill getting in the way, and using the clamp to hold everything in exactly the right place until the screws are in place, and then removing the clamp. So yeah, it's a pretty easy way to manufacture something like this, and it came out really strong as well, so I was pretty happy. Kind of the first time I've built something this way. So now I'm just attaching the original camphor chest to the new legs, and to do that I'm just drilling down through the brace with an extra long drill bit, and then countersinking each of the holes and putting a long 100mm galvanized wood screw through each of those holes. And yeah, that held it on really securely to the legs. But later on I'm going to separate them again for painting. Okay, and then I just need to make sure that the new front for the drawer fits in place. So a little bit of sanding until we had a good fit. And there we go. That's the first part finished. And in the next episode, we'll be putting the rest of it together. See you then.